to a new episode of Poker Time. It's a 6 max, 5, 10, 20 cash game. All hold'em. No bomb pots.
Usually 5, 10, 20. It's an optional 20, and we do have a holdout.
Okay, you are correct. But it's something like 85% 5, 10, 20. Most hands will be that. And as you see right now, Jeremy has posted the $20. I guess technically it's a straddle, not the third blind, but it's all the same. And no one seems very interested in this hand so far.
Action Aaron is always interested, and it is of course reasonable to raise this in this scenario.
Yeah, Jeremy has a pretty easy defend with King 8 in position. And there's an 8.
No hearts for either player. Quick check back from Jeremy.
Yep.
Could have definitely bet.
Absolutely, he could have. Aaron is going to bet.
That's part of the value of checking back as Jeremy against Action Aaron. It is a bit of a scary board, but you cannot fold against this guy.
When you check, you're inducing this spot in the scary boards.
Now you probably have to call the river because Aaron's value combos are reduced, but Aaron recognizes that and gives up.
Yep. Jeremy gets to win. He had the best hand on every street. It only seems right.
Best hand wins. It makes everybody feel so good, you know?
Yeah, the justice. You know,
Right.
Phil Hellmuth isn't going to start swearing.
I would like poker better if instead of doing it the way we do, everybody just gets their hand face up and we see what the cards are. You know, the flop and the turn, and the river, and then the best hand gets to win the pot.
Yeah. But
Or the best hand pre-flop, at least. We shouldn't even do the flop. You know, whoever just gets the best hand pre-flop.
you know, I got to tell you, Grant, my sarcasm detector is going off.
Well, you're probably right there.
Yeah.
I do feel like there's a large swath of the poker playing population that feels that way.
They only feel that way when they lose in
Yeah.
those spots. They don't feel that way when they win in those spots. They
Yeah.
only, you know, when their pre-flop best hand gets sucked out on, they get upset. When they're the sucking outers, they feel fine. So it's nothing to do with the rules of how poker goes. It's just a sore loser thing.
Yeah.
That's right, Phil Hellmuth. I'm calling you out.
I'm making fun of the sore losers.
I
If
know
you're
you
a
are.
sore loser, reevaluate the way you deal with stuff.
Phil.
Phil especially, but, you know, anybody.
Alex, by the way, continues to limp. He is not yet, I think, raised once pre-flop.
Didn't he raise with aces or something?
No, he didn't raise with ace-king when it was already raised. He didn't 3-bet ace-king. I remember that. I think he limped everything
But I think
else.
he actually did raise with aces.
Oh, he
once.
actually had raises. You're right. Aces are the only thing he
Yeah.
raised. That is correct. Wow. So Aaron has really got,
Well, this
interesting
is an
flop.
action flop for these hands.
Like this. 2 pair versus 1 pair and the open ender.
Alex very aggressive with the way he looks at his cards there.
Is that a raise? It is not.
10 returns text.
And that's a bit of an action killer.
Yeah, nobody likes that card.
When Aaron checks, Alex thinks he probably has the best hand mostly. And that's
chop.
the chopping card.
Terrible run out for Aaron's hand.
Well, he's beating a jack.
Yeah, I mean, but the run out doesn't help him against any hand.
I mean, Jack helps him against Jack.
Okay, it
Jack.
does. You're right. You found one. My
It
bad.
went check on the river, interestingly enough. No, that's not true. Aaron bet 100. I'm sorry. You know, they got to the whole, like, they're chopping these $15 each so quickly that it's hard to take it seriously.
Who are you blaming for
The
your
interns.
failures?
The interns.
Ah,
That's who we always blame for all our failures,
I
isn't
see.
it?
Yeah.
You got a 6 on Wordle the other day, and you were complaining about the interns, saying somehow they had something to do with it.
Why did they make the word flange?
It's not the intern's fault that it was flange.
That's not even a 5-letter word.
There's a 6-letter Wordle also.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I assumed it was Wordle too.
Mhm.
But you don't even know that, and you're gonna blame the interns for not knowing about that either.
You know what?
You're gonna blame the interns for your jokes not landing, Grant?
The interns are why I got a D on that math test in 6th grade.
Not all of them, but they were all alive when
They
that
were-
happened. We know that
They were well aged.
they were already in the AARP. All right, here we go. Aaron on the button. It's not too trashy.
That's a pretty trashy hand, but Mamba is getting a reasonable price and closing the action.
Yeah, it's fine. Come on. We're here to play. We're not here to Stray.
Good rhyme.
Thanks. It's a gut shot
And
and
an
an open ender.
Jinx.
No, come on.
We're not doing Jinx on this show?
Nah, we don't do jinx. Mama just lets it go.
Seems reasonable.
Yep. I don't think a check call is a great plan there. So, all right. So Alex, the big winner. Stewie Younger, the big loser. If you remember, that's because Stu tried to bluff Alex off of his aces. I think it was last episode.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
That river bluff. It was a heck of a try. It was a heck of a failure.
Yep.
You're too loud.
I kind of like the play by Sturdy.
It was a fun, interesting play, that's for sure.
It was. I would have thought it would have worked. It didn't seem to have much of a chance with how quickly Alex called and how confidently he seemed to call ultimately.
I own one, but
Alex has limped yet again, and we're going to see a heads-up flop with 9 deuce off.
Wow. Could have just won this pot pre.
Yep.
Well, good flop for Alex.
Well, he's
but-
going to win it post
yeah.
instead.
So it's like he had to like earn it a little bit rather than just take it down
what I
with the
do now is I
pre-flop
put
raise.
Yeah.
one of those little fans right next to the bed, so I sleep with the fan on my face, so it gives me a lot of air. But the CPAP is just too
We're playing
intense.
hand, Aaron.
The CPAP just
Let's do that.
blasts you.
And it looks like Alex is putting on the 20 as well, and that is everyone. That takes us to
Yeah.
a full 5, 10, 20 all the time kind of game. It's like Lionel Richie, baby, all night long.
Thanks for the heater.
Great.
What do you mean?
I said great.
But you didn't mean it.
Well,
did you?
great is not necessarily good, right? Great is a measure of size or scale,
Correct.
not a measure of quality
Right.
or joy induction.
So when people say this pizza's really great,
yeah,
they're
it could
talking
just
about
mean it's like a huge pizza.
It's like an extra large.
yeah, great and awesome, always used as if they refer only to good things, but that is not the case.
Mm.
Is that not fair? Check.
This could be a pretty easy 3-bet here for Stewart.
Against
Says-
Action Aaron, but it looks like he's calling instead.
certainly reasonable to call as well.
Absolutely. Got no problem with the call. Also, if you think Aaron's going to put in a lot of money post-flop, may play better as a call on the button
It
a
could.
lot of the time.
Aaron does seem to be in a saucy mood today.
Of course, Aaron's usually not going to fold to your 3 bets either, almost no matter how you size them. So there's value to be had,
Yeah, true.
whatever direction we're going in. There's top pair for Aaron anyway, and all plans are not.
He does have a backdoor flush draw, Stu.
One more session.
We don't know what Alex has,
Sufficiently liquored.
Yeah.
How long till break?
but I think this will just be the end of the hand. It looks like a pretty chunky bet,
Okay.
unless Alex has something, of course.
Stewart does have 2 backdoors, of course. He also has the Broadway draw.
Yeah, that's less enticing.
Yep. And 160 call, as you said, is a pretty big bet. And it will be over. It will end. It will conclude, much like
I hate you, Jeremy. When I was in
Lord of the
college,
Rings
living in
did
the
12
dorm
times in a row.
it was like 7.
and
I want to know what happens to Sam Ganji's kids. Show me that.
kick the bed, like,
It was a little
Like
much.
a reasonable reaction.
you think that's a reasonable reaction?
There's actually a new movie that is really good that
I'm not talking
recently sort of
like-
does, not to that degree, but does that a little bit too. And I don't know if I should say what it is or not, but by the time everyone hears this, I guess it's not a big deal for me
I
to say.
know.
I think
but
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's the Batman. Batman
Oh,
does that a little bit. What did you think I
oh.
was saying? Jackass?
Tenet.
Tenet?
yeah, it was.
Really? You think doesn't Tenet just kind of end?
Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah, Tenet just kind of ends.
But
I don't think there's a
every
bunch of
night
endings.
I would
Well,
But
the
Batman-
Tenet
Batman
actually
has kind of
never
a few-
ends,
out of bunk and
if you think about
That's
it.
true. Would the next Tenet movie be a prequel or a sequel? I don't even know. It could be either. It could be both.
you're gonna kick me in the
It's not even a spoiler because it's so confusing. So.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't know anything. Trust me. We could tell you the exact plot of the movie. It's not going to help you. You're going to really need to focus when you watch that movie.
yeah. Me and
Looks
him
like Aaron's
are
putting in a raise here, and that's not true. He's
No,
gonna
Dan
call.
Ross put in a raise to 80, and Aaron
Yeah.
called with King Deuce
And he flops the king.
Yeah, we
because King Deuce is good enough
I
for
made
the action
mistake
one.
of rooming with one of my
Well,
friends.
he was closing the action.
Yeah, but Dan Ross made it 80.
Yeah, so
Yep. But it's Aaron. Aaron's got a king. Come on.
You never learned that you were a snorer?
It's going to go check. Aaron's got to love that.
Oh,
it's even easier
2-pair.
now. With hearts not coming in, I don't know how Dan Ross is going to get away from.
Oh, he's actually
yeah.
going to do a blocker bet. Is this worth a raise for Aaron? That's what he's contemplating.
I think it is 75. I don't know how you get value. That's just the problem, of course. But
You hope that Dan has ace king.
looks like he made it. Aaron does put in the raise.
Now, if you're Dan, You know Action Aaron likes to bluff, but don't you think he would have gone bigger if he was bluffing most of the time?
He could have bet the turn and chose not to also if he likes to bluff. This is a weird time to suddenly do it. Dan and Aaron, though, in this session, previous episodes of the session, there's the call. I'm not surprised. They've got a huge dynamic, these two.
They do, and Aaron's been getting the better of Dan for the most part. He got Dan to call down with ace-8 high on a board that was not really in any way coordinated with ace-8.
Nope.
When Aaron had a set to turn into a full house.
Yep, and it was Aaron raised the flop and went bet, and it was just, yeah, Dan has basically gotten it wrong every time, I think, with Aaron so far. Like, he's folded when Aaron was bluffing and called every time Aaron had it. So that's not great.
That may not be entirely true. I'm not sure.
Maybe not every time, but near in
Yeah.
all the big pots so far,
Yeah.
he's just been incorrect.
It's rough when somebody just has your number on any given session.
It feels like he's in Dan's head a little bit at this point, but that ace-8 hand is really mostly what makes me think that.
Yeah.
But that's even true for what we just saw, right? Dan can't actually beat anything on the
Right.
river. He knows that though.
He
of course.
does block the nut straight. That helps.
That does help. He doesn't have any hearts. That helps too.
He blocks a lot of 2-pair combos with the queen.
Yep.
We do have a double straddle, or a straddle over the 20 to 40.
That's fun. Dan with a nice
Disrupt the balance in the universe.
hand to have on the button. Aaron coming along.
Could be anything.
And Stu Younger.
It's
getting
ace
out.
queen. It's actually a good hand.
Really good hand.
Maybe this is Dan's time.
It's about time.
That's a great movie.
I like that movie.
It's all right.
Dan flops best.
Maybe it's Dan's time. Maybe he's Tom Hall Gleason this time.
Maybe. So we can't see it, but yeah, there you go. Dan bets 100. Feels like Aaron is going to make the call, and he
does have 2 back doors.
It's fine. It's fine to make this call once with ace queen, don't you think?
With the queen of clubs. You would rather have the ace of clubs, but,
Yeah.
you can't always pick.
It's a nice card for Dan on the turn as he picks up flush draw equity. He cuts down 2 of Aaron's outs. Aaron loses 33% of his outs.
Seems like this might just be the end.
Kind of has to be. doesn't it?
400.
Whoa.
Big bet. Almost the full pot.
I have to pee.
It's a surprising bet when Dan has top pair and the flush draw to bet so much. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, when it's not a good top pair. So when
Yeah.
Aaron calls, he sometimes has a better jack.
Yeah, maybe he just knows Aaron's capable of calling with worse hands.
Yeah,
That's possible. We've seen Aaron do all sorts of stuff.
certainly.
Yeah.
It might be a reasonable way to go about it against Aaron,
Mhm.
especially with their dynamic. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But boy, oh boy, have we got dynamic, sir.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's a dynamic between the two of them. Or it feels like it's just Dan Ross having dynamic with Aaron. I feel like Aaron's just living his life walking around. And Dan's got all sorts of thoughts about what's happening, you know?
Yep. You ever have that at the poker table where somebody like says all these things about you and what you've done in the past and how that affects how they're thinking about the hand? You're like, I had no idea you were thinking those things, and that you seem to assume that I'm thinking these things too.
I've had versions of that happen, sure. Sure. It's your aura. Dan's gonna open again. Alex gets to put in money.
Alex gets to put in a money. Yes, he does.
See? Accurate. So that was a miss for Dan Ross, right?
Yep. I
Does
think
he
he's
have
got-
diamonds? I couldn't. It was so fast. Okay.
There's one diamond. Hey, that's a pretty good turn card, though,
That
for
is
Dan.
pretty good. Dan's probably going to fire again. That's a great card to fire again on, where ace queen gets there, king queen gets there.
A lot of the hands that Alex called with on the flop don't like that card.
Correct. And in fact, that went just the way Dan drew that one up in the playbook. In the yard. He moved the bottle cap and said, "You'll be open if you run over here." And everyone's like, "We're playing cards, though." What are you talking about?
That's a good anecdote.
Yeah, I was there. I
Cool.
stood there.
Cool.
Exciting times. Yeah, I would say a lot of the times when we see our six max game go, we don't. It's rare for us to see this level of what feels like a dynamic in play,
Yeah.
right? Especially where it's just sometimes one player has the dynamic with the whole table, like Marty.
Marty, yeah,
But
or,
beyond that, like what we have here is different, right? This is like Dan had mentioned to me that they've been battling for the last several weeks in different cash games, and so he's got a lot of history
Mm-hmm.
that he's thinking about.
All right. Sometimes somebody is the dynamic. For For you poker guys, OGs who remember when we did a tournament final table, if you remember Big Nasty
Oh,
at the
yeah.
tournament final table, that guy
Incredible.
was the dynamic.
Yep. Until he was gone, every hand he was the dynamic.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Alex is never folding, I imagine, once he limps with this hand, and that's what we've seen in the past with worse hands than this.
That's right. There's a 7 for both players.
Likely to be a chop if it goes to showdown.
We're going to get to the turn.
Ooh, not a chop anymore. Aaron makes 2 pair.
Yeah, Alex drawing. I guess he's drawing to a chop. A 10 would chop it.
Yep.
Everything else is a loss.
And Alex makes the call pretty quickly there.
It is action Aaron betting. I can understand a little bit. That may save Alex some money.
It certainly does. I mean, an 8 makes a straight.
Yep,
Lots of better 2 pairs come in.
no doubt.
Reasonable to check back.
Spades come in as well.
Yep.
It's kind of a terrible card for Aaron, really.
Mm.
Like, you think you lose a lot.
Yep.
Aaron going for the big straddle there, as you can see.
Oh,
just kidding, Grant.
we like to joke here on this show, don't we?
We have some fun. Don't we have
a little
fun?
bit of fun?
We have fun.
Good, clean fun.
Yeah. You can sit your kids in front of this this YouTube video and not worry about it.
I would not recommend that.
Right. Well, it depends on how old your kids are. If you have like adult kids.
Yeah, if they're 28.
It's totally fine. Or if the kids are really young. They're like 6 months old.
You don't only have to be worried about the things we say. What about what the players say? What about the times Wheels on the show?
What does Wheel say?
Oh, some things have come out of his mouth. I'm
yeah?
not going to repeat them right here.
Okay.
Tell you that much.
Taking shots at Wheel, huh? The nicest guy in poker? That's who
It's
you go
not a
after?
shot. It's
That's who you
a
go
thing that
after.
happened multiple times.
Ace,
Uh,
Queen, 6.
We've got Queen 8 for Dan Ross. Looks
A
like the best hand.
6 for Mamba and Alex with unknown holdings. See if Dan decides to bet his queen here. Oh, it checks through again. We got the 9 on the river.
Well, Mamba makes 2 pair here with 9-6.
Sure.
And it looks like unless Aaron calls, he's just going to win without showdown.
Yeah. And he's going to win without showdown.
We have returned.
Yes, much like Sisyphus to the near top of the hill.
And also to the bottom of the hill. He always returns there.
Indeed. And also to the middle of the hill.
He
quite frankly.
returns to all the parts of the hill.
All the hill. If you see him there, just wait a little bit. Wait a few minutes. He'll be back.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee.
What did he do? Why did he get that punishment?
Yeah, I don't remember anymore. It's lost to history, I would say. Lost to history. No one can know.
Those Greeks were messed up. He probably
He had
He
sex
probably-
with a fawn, and it was like a goddess, but he wasn't supposed to. Someone else was supposed to have sex with the fawn. Something like that.
yeah,
There's a lot of that.
sounds about right.
Zeus is like, that's my fawn. You know,
Yeah.
it really is stuff like that usually.
It's either that or he stole a slice of bread. It's like now you spend eternity pushing a rock up a hill.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's supposed to almost get, the satisfaction of being done and never getting it. So that should have something to do with what he did, but I don't know if it does. There's also the guy who's like internally hungry and thirsty and is like reaches for like anytime he reaches for food, it moves away from him. Anytime he's like in water, but anytime he goes down to drink it, it moves away from him as well. Just torment. Anyway, here we are. Big flop for Alex and of course Mamba. And by the way, actually,
yeah, this is quite a flop to be talking about Greek mythology on.
Greek punishments. So Alex with the easy bet, Aaron with a pretty easy call, and
Mamba could raise, but it seems a little bit
that seems like-
irresponsible.
yeah, that's a good card for Mamba. Mamba out of position though to everyone, and yep, they take the free card, And
It's
the
a
deuce
deuce.
comes in. That is a safe-looking card for Mamba, I would think.
Yeah, and it really is a hidden way for Alex to win the hand.
Now, probably only one bet's going to go in anyway. Is Alex really going to raise a bad deuce? I don't think so.
He really might. I don't know, but
There's
he
the
does
call.
just call, and Aaron can't call at this
So
point.
it's all the same. Mamba actually only bet 275 also, about half pot. So look at Alex.
They're friends, so
Yeah.
it's okay. He's not being a jerk. We think.
Right. I think you should do that even if you don't like the person.
I guess you're right.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Go reach in and take their money. And then you could like reach into their stack and be like, and take like $500 off
Just,
it.
like, just saving us some time.
That's strong.
Yeah.
I was actually sitting at a poker table last weekend and in a cash game with friends, and I started thinking about how funny it would be to like take someone's like a whole stack of green and like move over to mine, like, and then get caught. And then I was like, I better not do that though, because someone may not think I'm joking.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't do that.
I don't
But-
think that's a good joke
Nope.
to do.
But I was thinking it would be pretty funny. But I couldn't do it because I would get banned and maybe seen as a thief, which I'm not.
You're like
looking for.
Worm at Taj Mahal.
Worm wasn't stealing at the Taj Mahal, was he?
No, but he sat down and took some of Mike McDee's chips. And the dealer was like, you can't pass
right.
chips at the
but
table.
But that was different. Mike McD was allowed it and knew it, but gave consent.
Yes,
at
I know.
least. This would be jokingly.
I'm just saying in the...
Hey, Alex has aces again. Will Alex 3-bet? I say yes.
I agree, but I just want to get my shot in here.
Okay, go ahead.
In the world of Portland poker, you are Worm.
There actually is a guy named Worm in the world of poker.
That's true. That is true. He's played on Poker Time.
Yeah, come on. There's a 3-bet to 185. What will Mamba do against what he's got to know is a pretty tight range of Alex? He's in position. He's getting a pretty good price, and he's going to call. All right.
I mean, the price is nice.
It is.
The
You have-
position is nice.
You have the kind of hand, too, that like is rarely going to get in too much trouble, I would think.
Well,
yeah.
he's going to call once, I imagine.
Alex is going to have to size the hell out of this. Whoa, Alex checks, understandably, on this board,
Yeah.
actually.
So I like the check on this board.
Mamba just checks it right back. These guys are friends. I wonder if they're going to... Oh, there's the bet. Okay. For 200, Mamba getting 3-1. This is close. Can we really get paid for Mamba? We probably can get a little something out of Alex if we know he's as tight as we think
You'd
he
really
is.
love it to be the top end of the straight draw
Yeah.
at least.
I agree. And he shows the aces. Pretty good deal for Mamba to get a free card, though.
Yeah.
I'd say that was worth it. I would guess Mamba had a pretty strong sense of what Alex's range was there, too.
Because they know each other,
Yeah. That's my guess.
perhaps.
We've seen Alex raise pre-flop twice.
Yep.
And he had the same hand.
He had the same hand both.
Yeah, so if anyone's going to know that, Mamba's going to know it. And I guess Alex might know that.
And now the viewers of this Poker Time session,
This exact episode will know it.
pretty much the whole session, if you're paying attention, you'll recognize that. He limps a lot and is never raised except with aces.
So far,
Oh, looks like we have the 60 put on pre-flop.
loving it. And the 80. Dan Ross has put on 80. Everyone's got money in front of them. That's the best. There are 6 blinds and 6 players.
Dan's got actually a reasonable hand to be the guy who put on the 80. That's pretty nice.
Yep. I got to believe Stu Younger's going to take a shot here with the
Yeah,
Jack 10.
like something like 280, probably, be my guess.
Maybe even a little more.
He's a levy.
Looks like 325.
Yep. Easy call here for Dan Ross, unless he wants to
Yeah, he could
pump up the
3-bet,
very ends.
but then you end up
You're,
if
you're
you,
effectively going all
you
in.
have to call if
Yeah.
Stewart shoves at that point almost, unless you made it pretty small.
Well, nothing for no one.
Stewart's got a real shot to win this hand as the pre-flop aggressor,
Yep. Just time to pretend you have kings, right?
or really any overpair, because Dan Ross's range is wide enough that you could fold out a decent amount of it.
Yep.
400. All right, that's gonna do it, I
And
imagine.
It's like, what am I doing here? I got no spade in my hand. Good deal for Stewart. Something good finally happened to Stewart. It's been mud pies all day for Stewart.
I feel like we have different
Okay,
definitions of nice, but
I'm with you.
What a strange thing to say.
Love those pairs.
I mean, if you were eating pie, would you want it to be made of mud?
No, but I think there are things called mud pies that
Yeah.
are not made of real
Oh,
mud.
really good.
I would
really,
I would
really
eat
good.
one of those, I think.
Yeah, no, they're super tasty. But that's not, that's not what I mean. I mean mud pies, like actual mud pies. I think that's going to catch on, too. Mud pies all day. I wouldn't be surprised if the next time you're watching Poker Go, let's say, Ali Najad is like, mud pies all day for Tom Dwan.
I would like to bet on that.
I'm sure there's somewhere you could.
I doubt there is.
Got green too. 20 to go.
Stacks of
Rattle.
27 now.
Call. Fold. Fold. I'm gonna have
Alex going to limp it.
Of course.
fold.
Jeremy will complete.
It looked like he had a second thought there. He's
Yeah.
like, I wish I was raising.
Yep, it did look like that. He's like, oh, wait, Alex is limping a lot, and there's no limp re-raises here, and so on. Well, Stewart has the best draw, but it's feels pretty weak.
It's a weak draw.
But he's going to bet it. Will Jeremy call with this 9? He will call once. It's only $40.
He will at least call once. That's all you know.
Well, that's what I said. He will call once.
Hey, he makes an ace.
Going to have to hold on a little bit longer now.
Double gutter now for Stewart along with his terrible flush draw.
Yep. That ace might be enough to chase out a 10 or an 8 or a bad diamond, but a better diamond than what you have. Like,
I think Stewart's supposed to continue betting.
well, he agrees. Jeremy has a really nice little bluff catching action spot here. And he's open-ended too. Yep. Like, I really hope Stewart doesn't already have the diamonds.
I don't see Stewart taking another shot, although of the players at the table, he's the most likely to, and if he does, it's probably going to be a big one.
If he does, it's definitely going to be big. Right. Will Stewart fire? There's 465 in the pot. Jeremy has made some big folds in this overall session already on the river.
This would not be a big fold, but it would be a notable fold.
That's right.
Looks like he's gonna go like 500. I'm wondering. I feel like he might.
I was thinking exactly 500. Yeah, like a little, like almost like I've got a big flush.
Yeah.
Like pay me off with your slightly worse hand, with your 2 pair or something. That's what he'd be repping.
He hasn't made the decision yet that he's gonna actually do it.
Yeah, he's trying to decide. And
He gives up. I wonder what would have happened. That would have been a fascinating one to see.
Yep. It's possible the pot was a little too small to really make the kind of play he wanted. Of course, you can bet any amount, but like betting 2 times the pot is maybe something he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
But if he bought it like $900 in it, then he could bet 1,000, and it feels more right on. But the economic impact is the same to Jeremy.
Yeah.
So the story's a little better.
Yep.
Don't know. I just made that whole thing up.
I'm sure Jeremy's relieved that Stewart didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
It's not a comfortable spot to be in.
Jeremy definitely willing to make folds, so I don't know what he's going to do on the river there.
Yeah.
Probably has to hold on, but I mean, what can you beat? Just weird flush draws, weird draws.
I mean, a hand like Stewart had,
Yep. I mean, you have a 9, but there are other 9s.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him who
Stewart bets full pot or more. He's repping not that much, right? He's repping flushes, and I don't even know if he's repping straights. Maybe straights.
When Jeremy checks 3 times,
yeah.
I think you can probably rep a straight.
Okay, that's fair. But hard to get called though if you
Yeah.
bet a pot with a straight. That's the problem.
You're going for 2 pair.
I don't even know.
Yeah, you're going for 2 pair or
That's
the
the
bluff
story.
or just the bluff catcher, I
Yeah.
guess. Anyway, Ganross going to raise it to 50
Yeah.
with the old 9-6, and he's doing under the gun. That is optimistic, and as you see, no one has a good hand, but everyone's calling.
Everybody but Alex is involved in the hand.
Yeah. No, I really look up.
Basically a bomb pot.
Fold. Fold. Okay.
Queen 5-3 rainbow. Does anyone have anything?
Mamba's got a 5.
Yeah.
Jeremy's got a gut shot.
Thank God you're here.
That's what people say all the time.
I don't know if you guys can't.
Are they sarcastic though?
Dan Ross just going to bet into the world
Wow.
with 9 high back
Two
doors.
back doors. 2 back doors. Let's go.
He's like, I am just going to do it.
I guess 3 back doors technically.
It's really tough to pull this off, he's right that nobody has anything, but it's really tough for that to be the case. And it looks like it's not even going to work on Jeremy's gut shot.
Wow, Jeremy calls 150 out of position with the gutter.
There's a world where we go to showdown because Jeremy doesn't want to pull the trigger on a move, and Dan wins.
That would be wild. So, okay, interesting things happen here, though. Jeremy goes open-ended. Dan picks up the gutter, and everybody misses on the river. Who wants it?
Oh, please let it go check.
It's got to be Jeremy, right? Dan was the pre-flop aggressor and then checks it back on the 8 turn. It's got to be Jeremy firing here. It's going to work so often.
I imagine he's going to fire, but if he didn't, it would just be a really funny scenario if Dan
Yeah.
decided it wasn't worth bluffing.
That would be great.
But
Yeah, but
no,
here we
Jeremy's going to go. And unless Dan decides to bluff, this is just going to be Jeremy's pot.
Yeah. Dan lets it go, and Jeremy feels like a master of the universe right now.
Indeed.
225.
You did have the worst hand, Jeremy.
Why'd you say his name like that?
I've been watching a lot of Rick and Morty, and the way he says Morty a lot.
Ah,
I know Morty. That kind of a thing. See, Stu's still the big loser. Alex still the big winner. And look at those pre-flop raise numbers.
but 3% represents the 2 times Alex had aces.
One of these things is not like the other.
You weren't here, but
10 seconds.
there was
You added an S there?
Yeah, others.
a,
Yeah.
King deuce, 2-piece.
the thing
It
that
really stands out, that number.
It does.
does this thing.
Yeah.
Was like one of the coolest things that he's ever seen.
No, that's not. I actually think I heard him say that.
Nope.
I might have been
No,
there.
no.
Still, Alex is the big winner, so his strategy is going just fine.
Hey, AA has AA.
Hey, right guy to have it, too.
I don't know.
No one ever believes Action Aaron,
Nor should they.
Why I like Johnny vibes.
nor do they.
Because there are Portland.
I don't think.
Oh, and in fact, I thought Dan Ross. I was going to say Dan Ross is in the third blind. That might be perfect for Action
Yeah.
Aaron, but
When
Turned
I
out,
was
nope. But
young,
Mamba is going to come along with the A7.
they know who
this
I am,
is
that they're
often
just
going to end poorly
like,
for Mamba.
"Hey, how's it going?"
Well, at least he didn't flop
And
anything.
Yeah.
like, "Man, I'm too good to tell you to
He's
do
still 7%.
this."
He's got running sevens and running straights.
Johnny vibes.
Running 8-9. Come on. Running
Foul deck.
3-5.
Got the foul deck.
Knows who I am. I can say hi to him.
Running
He's like,
5-8.
"Hey, how's it going?" Like, he's just a nice person.
Oh, we're really staring him down, but gets out of it.
125.
All right, fine. Fair.
Fold. Call.
Brother seems like a better person.
Do you think the sternum was to discourage future C bets? I know a lot of players will do that in tournaments.
I have no idea. I don't want to pretend I know. I don't think it's going to work against Action Aaron. I'll tell you.
Of course
what.
not.
Against most people, it won't work. Certainly not against Action Aaron.
No.
He's impervious to all.
He's basically made of platinum.
Is platinum impervious to all?
I'm going to say that it is.
It's not.
Whether or not that's true.
Yeah, it's
How about diamond? He's made of diamond.
That's better. That's better. I mean, still breakable, but much harder to break.
He's made of diamond from outer space that's not breakable.
Oh, that's good. How about cobalt?
I don't care about cobalt.
I don't either.
Cobalt can take a hike
Cobalt can eat mud pies.
all day.
Mud pies all day. Alex going to limp the ace deuce. You're halfway to aces there with that ace deuce, aren't you?
Sure.
And giving Dan Ross a free shot. Oh, Alex decided not to put in the third blind this time, so
Yep.
we're going back and forth on that.
It's not as much a niceness thing as much of a
Once you get more even.
There's
vibe of
the winning turn card.
Dan has no interest in contesting that pot.
Yep.
like the vibe of people in LA is that they care a lot about their self-image and like their external thing that they're presenting to the world.
Yeah.
Had to have been.
You can't hear it, but Stuart is explaining something to the rest of the table. I'm sure they're thrilled to be hearing what he has to say.
Maybe they could hear it.
What'd you say?
Maybe the audience could hear it.
Oh, maybe they could.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can see the reaction of these guys.
Oh, yeah. They look like, wow, I just learned something great. Can't wait to tell somebody else.
Tell me more things, Stuart.
Why you gotta go after Stuart like
I don't
this?
know. I don't know.
You got me on the bandwagon. Now I feel bad.
I
about
know.
it.
I can't believe you jumped on. I fully expected
It's
you
too fun.
defended him.
It's
I
too
f-
fun.
100 It was like pretty easy to defend him in that spot too, and you just
Yeah.
didn't go there.
It's too fun.
I know. It really is.
Wonka moved. Who are we gonna make fun of?
Exactly. Stuart, by the way, is back for reals.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say.
Jeremy has a nice hand under the gun. Dan is going to call. Oh, no, he's
Nope.
got a 3-bet.
That's a 3-bet.
I thought those were green chips for a second, but
It's
no.
hard to tell. It's a reasonable-ish hand to 3-bet.
I don't
Jeremy
see.
was under the gun, but whatever. We're
I don't see
six-max.
Jeremy folding, of course.
It would be a bad fold, not just because we can see the hands. You can't just go folding ace queen to 3-bets and hold them,
I'm looking forward to
except against the tightest of the tight. Just gotta call.
Gray's is coming back soon.
What is?
Gray's Anatomy.
Season 20 million.
Well, one heart for Dan. And he's going to continue.
Take a stab at 200. This might just get through. Jeremy does have the diamond. That might make
that ace
him
of diamonds, yeah.
call.
It's pretty good. I don't think you can just fold the ace of diamonds here in
Yeah.
position.
You're right.
Dreamy died, right?
The pot is swelling up here, and Jeremy's only got 2.1K back. Well, that's an interesting card. Wow.
That's a real card right there.
That is the most interesting card in the deck, the Queen of Hearts. Everybody likes that card.
6 of diamonds would have been pretty good too. But
Dan bets, yeah, that's fair enough. Dan bets a little less than half pot. Sorry, that's not true at all. He bets, yeah, that's what it is. 400 and 900.
So Jeremy is basically beating no value at this point, but cannot fold the hand.
If Dan had King Queen and decided to 3-bet it, he could be beating that. But Dan had to
Maybe.
decide to 3-bet King
Yeah.
Queen, which I don't know how often that's happening. The 3 of diamonds on the river. So Jeremy has. That's kind of not that bad a card when you've got the ace of diamonds.
and
in your
Dan
hand.
goes for it. I love seeing
Wow.
this. This is fun.
So Dan is repping kings here, right? And jacks.
I mean, the thing is, the diamond came in, so that's a little suspect.
This is quite suspect.
And as Jeremy with the ace of diamonds in your hand, I think you can't fold this hand because Dan is repping mostly flushes, and he 3-bet pre-flop, so a large swath of his flushes are not flushes.
Here's another thing to think about. We could not fold and call, or we could not fold and raise and try and fold out a hand like pocket kings.
If we think he would bet kings, which I just don't believe he would.
That's fair. That's fair. If he's not betting kings, then what are we talking about? Pocket jacks, right?
Yeah, we're talking about calling here. We got to call.
I don't know if it was over a year or not.
This hand is got all the blockers.
1 and 2.
At the end, because the
And it's good. Obviously, we're not beating value, but the story's not great. Add that to the nut blocker.
I know.
I think it's a call. It's tough to pull the trigger on a call like this, but I think it's a call.
We can have diamonds here.
No, I'm saying we block the nuts.
Oh, that's what you mean by the story's not great. I mean, Dan's story is
Yeah.
not great, yeah. This would be, I mean, Jeremy's also getting 3-1 on the call, so it doesn't have to be right that often. If you think Dan can bet kings here, I think a raise is called for. If you think he can't bet kings, a call is called for. That makes sense to me.
the premise is so
Sure, either way, you're putting money in.
Yeah.
couple episodes are so funny.
I understand why Jeremy's taking time. This is one of those pots where it can define your session, you know?
Yep.
Gotta think it through.
Dan is repping a pretty strong range here. He went 3-bet, bet on this board when Jeremy went call, call, call.
I don't
So-
believe Dan would be betting kings here. I really don't.
When the diamond comes in, it seems hard to believe. Also, he's betting so big. He's not block or betting or anything. It'd be very odd. It'd be hard for Dan to put Jeremy on a hand like Ace Queen, which is a hand that kings can get the most value out of.
Yep.
So Jeremy's looking and thinking.
I think call is by far my favorite choice here.
Yeah.
What? No.
I can see, though, why he's hesitating because, again, you're beating no value.
But you know Dan Ross is a pro. He's going to have bluffs.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Whoa!
works. Oh, that's going to sting when Jeremy sees
Oh,
that.
man. I told you he's capable of making big folds.
You were right.
Wow.
That is a big fold.
That is a very big fold.
We'll see you next time.